Hello. Two of my very good friends just moved interstate, and as a result, I have inherited 3 massive boxes of yarn plus a bag of yarn, and I thought it might be fun to go through it all together with you guys. So that is what we're going to do in this video. I'm not going to say it's what we're going to do today because it is very likely that I will not have time to go through it all in one filming sitting, so it might be over a few days, but we are going to get started, and I'm excited to see what is in all of these boxes. As you can see, there is one very big cardboard box and 2 plastic tubs that we're going to be going through. I'm really looking forward to seeing what is in the ones I can't see through. There is one that is a little bit see-through. So we might start with that one and the bag because, you know, I can kind of see what's in them. It'll be slightly less of a surprise, and then we can save the like big surprise boxes for last. So we're gonna get started with this IKEA bag. Some of these are going to have unfinished projects in them, and that includes this bag. As you can see in here, there's a little bit of something going on. My friends did warn me they don't remember any of the patterns they were using, nor the hook size, so I don't know what I'll do with them. But in this we've got, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is there any more? Oh my gosh, so many. This one is still attached to the skein of yarn. Oh my goodness, honestly, hang on. There's so many in here. What the heck? Can I just say, a Velcro closure bag for yarn, not the best idea you guys have ever had. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to pile them up into piles of the same color, and then we'll count them. All right, those are sorted out now. So I feel like they ran out of steam on green. Because of the green, we have 3 finished greens and then an unfinished green. So 3 and a bit green granny squares. Then this kind of orangey brown, maybe rust color. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those. Maybe there'll be 10 of the rest of these. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of that one. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of this mustard. That is quite a lot. I feel like maybe this was going to be a blanket? Question mark. I definitely think I could finish that off and make a blanket with it. Could be cute. I have no concept of how large these squares are. I reckon my plan with this is to measure the squares, see how big the blanket would be, and then maybe I could just like get a cream color or something and put them together using a cream, because I feel like that would maybe tie them all together. The colors are like relatively retro. I don't know if I can get them all out for you. Does that feel a bit retro vibes? The green isn't coming through great on the camera, I will admit. It is a bit more of like a light sage green, I want to say. So I think, what do you think? Do we think we could make a blanket with these? I would need to finish the green and I guess hope that there is more balls of this green among their stuff. That's not going to make me many more squares, you know? So otherwise we could just artfully place the 4 or so green ones that we've got. Right. That was one bag and I've been filming for over 5 minutes. So this is going to be fun. You can see why I don't think I'll be finishing this all in one go. Why am I putting it back into the bag with Velcro, honestly? I'm so silly sometimes. The thing is, the squares are all done. So, like, I'm not gonna try and like frog them and turn them into something else because I feel like that would be silly because it would just be like so many smaller pieces of yarn, you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna get me full balls. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, that was the first bag, the only bag we've got. And now we're gonna move on to this bad boy. I can see some Bango's blend in here, which is funny because it is my yarn and it's come home. Here we go. If you've been around this channel, you will recognize some of the yarn in here, not only because it's Bango's blend, but also this mandala yarn I have used in projects before. So let's see what we've got in here. Starting off strong, we have my very own Bango's blend. Oh, which has been started on a project, hold up, with this purple Bango's blend. This looks like it is I want to say it's like a gingham pouch, or what else could this be? Like the start of a book sleeve, potentially. It's really cute. So maybe I can figure out what hook size was used. Matching tension is going to be quite hard, I think, but I can give it a go. This is like super cute. I wish the lighting was better because this is adorable. And I think I will try and continue that one if I can figure out the gauge for it. You know what? If I can't figure out the gauge, I could actually just frog this little bit that is like an unfinished row and turn it into just like a pouch, because this sizing is fine for like a little pencil case type pouch, you know? Potentially I could do that. I would love to know your thoughts on all of these projects that have been started, and like if I should continue them, if I should frog them, what I should try and do with them. Let me know. Okay, this one I suspect will be a frog because this is all that's done of it. So I don't know what it is. It's attached to this like maroon ball, and this looks a lot like these Baby Soft Maker brand, Baby Soft DK. That I believe, oh my God, that's printed so badly it makes me feel like I have bad eyesight, but I don't, my eyes have been tested. Okay, it's 85% acrylic and 15% nylon, and we do have quite a lot of this. We have 2 gray balls, 2 of these maroon balls, and 2 of these yellow balls, and it has had some work done on it. It's pretty cute as a pattern, but I have no idea what it is, and it's only this long. So, oh, it has a stitch marker that I made them on it. That says 3.5 on it. So at least I know a 3.5mm hook was used, but I think I'm gonna frog it. And I'll just get rid of the yellow and white yarn because it's already been cut off, and I will use that yarn for something else. Maybe I will. I'm just gonna give you like my first thoughts of what I might do with the yarn as we're opening it and looking at it, and I might change my mind. But I think that nylon acrylic blend, it's quite thin. It says it's 8 ply, but like I said DK weight. I don't think it is DK weight. I don't know. It seems quite thin. I feel like with that, I would probably double it up and knit it into beanies, potentially for knit one, give one. So that is my thought on that. All right, that is 6 balls of yarn in here. This one, very easy. It is a packet of 3 of this Lion brand mandala yarn, and I really like this colorway. I think it's fun. I think it's funky. Not sure what I'll do with it because I have been making blankets out of the stuff I have in my own stash, but I cannot continually make blankets. So let me know what you think. This has also been started. 1, 2, 3. This looks like a hexagon. Oh my gosh. There's a hexagon shirt that's been started in this. Maybe I could continue with that. I actually think I remember my friend starting this now that I think about it. Oh my gosh. This is as far as you got, babe. Just kidding. No judgment, my friend. No judgment. There's been a lot going on. You literally moved interstate. Anyway, I'm not sure if I'll continue with the hexagon cardigan in that. It is cute though, but I just don't typically wear hexagon cardigans. Like, I've made the octagon one and I don't really reach for it. Like, I wear it around the house and that's about it. All right, I'm gonna follow this string to the end of it and I'll see you when I've done that. I found the ball of yarn that was the culprit for that. Wow, that was like most of a ball of yarn in that. All right, putting that hexagon cardigan away. Moving on, there are a few balls of this yarn in here, at least. Oh my gosh, hold up. I just found another one of these. So that brings that to 5 balls of this. Okay, now I have 2 of this Seizure Nordica, which is virgin wool. Love, love, love this color. The lighting is really messing me up. It is this beautiful, like deep orange, like deep rusty orange. Made in Italy, 50 gram balls, extra fine merino unshrinkable wool. What do I do with 100 grams of that? That's the question. Oh, I think that's the same. So maybe 150 grams. We'll see if we come upon any more in here. Oh my God, we have. Okay, here is another ball and a bit. And I think I've seen a project in here. I think this is the beginning of one of those sausage dog toys. However, I don't think that I want to use wool, unshrinkable merino wool on a sausage dog toy, you know? So I think I'm going to frog this, and use this yarn for something else, because there is like 250 grams here maybe. So that's like a decent amount of that wool. What should I do with it though? This is one I'm going to need help with on what I should do with it. It's not big enough for a garment unless I try and knit with it, but I'm not a very good knitter. So let's see what else is in this box. Oh my gosh, another one of them. We're up to 6 balls of that. 6 balls of the mandala yarn. Okay. This is some kind of unexciting, just marvel white yarn. One is a very different dye lot. Lot 29, lot 3, and who knows what that middle lot is, but 300 grams of that might go with the other yarns into knit one, give one beanies. I think I have found another project. So we have a lot of this green yarn, again, marvel, and I think this might have been what the white yarn was for. So it's like most of a daisy bag. All that it needs to get done is some edging and handles. So 100% I can finish that bag. And I think that will be very cute. We have a box and it is connected to this ball of yarn. I think this was a beanie, one of those rectangle beanies. It's not super high, so I'm not sure how that will go. This is like nearly done and the yarn seems nice. I reckon I can finish that. That's just like half double crochet. That's like my beanie that I make pretty much, except for not with the like no bunch part of it. So I think I can finish that one pretty easily. There's plenty of yarn here. I wish I knew what the yarn was. It feels super soft. But there we go. That's another project I can finish. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 projects in this bag so far. More of this marvel white yarn has been found. Okay, what else is in here? A cute reindeer cotton cloth and another cotton cloth. Don't know why those are in here. Okay, this, I'm gonna call it, this is not yarn I'm gonna use because it is that super fine cotton type yarn and I just simply don't do anything with that kind of yarn. I really don't. So maybe I'll donate that to the op shop, but I'll keep the basket because the baskets are really cute. All right, that's that. Okay, I have found more of this yarn, which I believe is the yarn that those squares were made out of from the IKEA bag earlier. So I might just chuck them in with those and hope it doesn't get stuck on the Velcro in the bag. There is a bit of this like twisted chenille yarn in here. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that. It's like pink and white and yellow. Again, the lighting is doing us no favors. Sorry. But I'm not sure what I would do with that, honestly. I've made stuff out of this before and amigurumi just doesn't seem as soft in it. I think because of how like tightly it's already plied. I might put it up on the D-Stash site potentially and see how it goes, or up on Marketplace or something, because I just know myself and I don't love working with this yarn. So that might get donated. All right, I also have 2 balls of this Azteca tweed. You may have spotted it on the couch behind me before. That is Katia yarns. It is 47% acrylic, 6% viscose, and 40% virgin wool. So not sure what I would do with that. They are the same color and the same dye lot, and I'm gonna guess they're 50 gram balls. Yes, they are 50 gram balls, so it has 100 grams of that. So if you have any ideas for 100 grams of yarn, let me know. Not sure what project was in mind for these, but very cute wool. I really like the color combination. It's like pinky blue with flecks of yellow and purple through it. Pretty nice, pretty nice. In a similar vein, there is also this Sierra yarn, 150 grams. This one I know you can buy at Spotlight. It is 80% acrylic and 20% wool. It's kind of similar colorways to the other one, but with a few more colors in it. There's like reds and things through it as well. I think I can find something to do with that because that is a lovely, lovely ball of yarn. And 150 grams feels like there's more you can do with it, you know, than 50-gram balls. I never quite know what to do with 50-gram balls when I inherit them, but we will find a way. Right, there is this tiny, tiny scrap of yarn. That will go in my scrap bin. I don't know what we'll do with it. And then at last in this bag, there is also a Boris, again, Seizure brand. This is 20% linen and 80% virgin wool, 50 grams in 2 different colors. So not sure again what to do with that, but yeah, I really need some ideas. I need some ideas for like a wool yarn because I feel like there's going to be a lot of it in here. These friends of mine were more into like wearables and homewares and things like that versus amigurumi, which is obviously I do a lot of that. So my stash is expanding, but I need ideas. I need ideas for what to do with all this stuff. So please let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. If you've got favorite projects, if you've got projects that only use a little bit of yarn. I can also like bolster these with other yarns if I need to, or we might find more in other boxes, who knows. So let me know what you think. And that's all I'm going to film for now. So for me, I'll see you in a couple of days, but for you, I'll see you in like a couple of seconds with box number 2. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing what's in there. Okay, we have a change of scenery for box number 2. We are now inside. Baby Boss is next to me playing happily. And we'll see if we can get through this whole box, hi Patty, while she is doing that. So here we go, box number 2. All right, I see some projects in here. All right, so first up, this skein of Dirty DK from Source of Fibre. Nice bright blue. This is color Morpho. Cute. Yeah, you like that one. Then we have attached to a project, we have this green, which is Amphibian, also Dirty DK from Source of Fibre. I think I will frog this because it's not gone very far and I wouldn't know what it is, you know? So another nice skein of Dirty DK. More of, I think this is the same as the last box we had, that superwash wool, I want to say. And again, not sure what this is. Maybe the beginnings of a hat? Maybe not, that's too small actually. Maybe it is the cuff of a sleeve. Not sure, but I am probably going to frog this one as well. And that gives us even more of this yarn. So we're getting somewhere with this yarn, being able to potentially make a different kind of wearable out of it. Who knows? Little Miss has a lot to say today, so I hope you're enjoying her babbling in the background. She is looking at herself in a mirror, so having a great time over there. This, I think I remember my friend working on this and they weren't sure about the pink. So what do you think of the pink? Oh, arms in the air? Like you just don't care? Nice. I see what they're saying with it. So I do like the other colors though. And I think it's, gosh, I'm not entirely sure what this stitch is, but I do kind of remember, I think they might have even sent me the pattern to try and figure out. But this feels like butter. I'm pretty sure this is all Lions brand feels like butter yarn. So that, I mean, I might continue it. It would be a good little blanket for her. There's also this feels like butter yarn. This is that pink that's still attached to it. There's a tiny bit of yellow in here. This is going to need a detangle, but all of that feels like butter yarn, as well as this white one. So we'll see what I will do with that project, but it feels really, I gotta say, it feels like butter. It does feel very soft, so I'm liking that. This, I'm pretty sure, is an empty bag. Yep. That's gonna go in the bin. Okay, this feels like a cotton and it seems like another, maybe that hexagon shirt, which I have made before because it is a hexagon, but As you can see, there is like a long side and a shorter side, but it's still all in the hexagon. So I think it starts with like a bit of a chain, you know? Cute, but I'm probably not going to wear it. So I think I would frog that. I've got to find what yarns this is still attached to. Let's see if we can find it. This might be it. Yeah, this one might be it. Oh my goodness. I think we've found it, but it is very tangled. So there's going to be some detangling efforts from this box, I think. And it's been center pulled, which I respect. However, trying to like unwind a center pull is less fun. So we might be doing some yarn winding. There might be some yarn winding in our future, I think. And I'm going to get distracted by undoing a knot that I can see in it. Okay, I have found both balls of yarn that this is still attached to. So we'll figure that out at some point. They are both, though, it is a cotton Aran from Paintbox Yarns. And I can actually see another ball of that in this gold, glorious gold, this color is called. The purple is vintage heather and this pink is vintage pink. So that's those three. Okay, there's also this Stylecraft purple yarn. This is the same. It's still kind of attached to its label, but not sure what it was used on because there's no project in here that I can see. This is the wisteria color of Stylecraft Special Chunky, and it's 100% premium acrylic. I'm not sure what makes the acrylic premium, but that is what this is. I think I'm just going to put this in the bag with the other of its kind for now. So I would guess I've got maybe 220 grams of that. Not sure what I'll make, but I feel like I'm saying that about all of the yarn. Okay, I can see a bit more of that Paintbox Aran in here. So let me dig it out and see how much we've got. All right, this is all the rest that I could see in there for now. So that's another, what, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 10 balls of this in total, but only one ball of the purple. Although once I frog the hexagon shirt, well, the half hexagon shirt, I guess I'd probably have another 200 grams maybe. So that's where we're at with these. This is nice. I love Aran cotton yarn, but what am I going to do with it? Bags is what I would normally make out of cotton, like bags or hats or bandanas. So but none of that stuff, here's the thing, none of that stuff really sells in Australia and I don't need heaps of them, even though I like making them. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see how we go. I think I want to start making bags and gifting them to people because every time I've gifted them to people, they've really enjoyed them and like love the bag, love using it. But I think people just don't want to like spend the money on a market style bag that is worth the time invested in it. You know what I mean? So giving them as gifts means I can still make them and I don't need to worry about people buying them. And people will still enjoy the gifts. So that's an aside. There is still a little bit of yarn left in here. We're not quite there yet, so let's keep going. I can see quite a few yarns that look like this, but I don't know if any of them have labels. So we've got this kind of purpley mauve one. We have a big ball of brown. We've got a big ball of this kind of dark green, olive green, I would say maybe. This one is a bit of a mess. This is like a, it is like a brown, but it has kind of purple undertones in it, this one. So I'm not sure what color we would call that. But there's this much of it plus this chunk of it, which I will have to figure out. That feels like it was a frogged project. I'm going to put it out there. I have found a sock. Perhaps a dusting sock. Thanks, team. That one's going to go in our dusting sock drawer or in the bin. There is also a kind of dark blue in that same yarn. So this is really chunky. I might have to do a burn test on it to figure out the makeup of it. Part of me thinks it's just going to be acrylic, but it could be like an acrylic wool blend potentially. I really want to wind this because it's going to annoy me just being like this. So I'm just going to do that. Baby has just had a little spit up, so I'll be back. Okay, Bub is sorted out and I have wound that hectic mess of yarn. So I'm happy on both fronts. We have some Simply Chunky paint box yarn. I feel like I'm getting the vibe that the earthy tones are my friend's vibe, which I kind of knew. I kind of knew that, I got to say. So this is 100% acrylic, not attached to anything. One ball of it. Maybe a beanie. Maybe a beanie. That's like my default for all of this chunky stuff. Okay, we're getting to the end. We have this purple. Am I okay? This orange yarn, which I think looks very similar to this. So I'm going to assume that it is also this Paint Box Simply Chunky acrylic. We have two unnamed balls, but this to me feels like Marvel from Spotlight. Just that, like, I don't know, it seems like the same thickness and also the same kind of not quite softness, just something a little slightly plasticky about it maybe. That's my guess. And then finishing off with this big ball of what might also be that Sierra yarn in a different color, turned into a granny square. Not sure what this was going to be. Potentially, I love just a normal, regular kind of granny square blanket. So potentially, I don't know if I'd keep this just because it looks like tighter tension than I use on granny squares, but I reckon I could do some kind of blanket thing with this. I've got some friends who are having babies coming up, so I could do that. There's also another one of these little number stitch markers that I had made them, and this is 4.5 it says, so I'm guessing that's what they used on this, and I would typically use a 5 looking at this. So I think I will frog it, but I might make a similar project out of it. That's the end of the box. So another box down, and we just have our one big cardboard box to go. I'm not going to do that now. That will be another time, another day that we'll go through that one, but I'm loving this. This is good. I'm going to lay it all out and take a little clip so that you can see it all together. Okay team, I have decided that I'm going to open the last box in a different video because this video is already long enough for you guys, and in the interest of actually getting some videos out, I would like to just like finish editing this and have it out in the world for you guys. So that is what I'm doing. I did just weigh the amount of yarn that was in those two boxes and that bag that we've opened, and I don't know if you want to take a guess. If you want, I will like wait a second and you can type a guess into the comments and then I'll see how close you were. But in those two boxes, plus the bag with all the granny squares in it, there was 10.6 kilograms of yarn. So I have inherited a lot, and that does not include the biggest box that there is. If you can hear a little bit of sucking, sorry, my baby is sucking on her fist. I don't make the rules here. We just take the time when we can to make these videos, all right? So that has like blown my mind a little bit. I don't think I would have guessed 10.6 kilos. The first box we opened was like almost 7 kilos on its own. So that is where the bulk of it was. I'm very much looking forward to finishing some of those projects, to honestly frogging some of the projects. I don't know about you guys, but when I frog projects that have been kind of made up for a while, a trick that I learned from, gosh, the lady that I learnt knitting off a long time ago was to fill a water bottle with like hot water and wrap the yarn around it, and it kind of loosens the fibers of it so it doesn't look as much like spaghetti, you know? So I don't know if that's like legit. If you have any other tips for how to kind of loosen the yarn and not make it all like kinked already so that I can rework it into something, I'm all ears. I would love to hear about it. So drop me a comment if you have any other tips or tricks in that area. Otherwise, my plan is to start frogging some of this yarn that was in projects that I'm not going to use in the projects. And then of course, I will open the last box and we will do that together in another video. So stay tuned for part 2 of this for that big box. I'm looking forward to seeing what's in there. I am kind of hoping, here's what I'm hoping is in that box. 1, I hope there is a type of yarn that will suit connecting all of the granny squares we opened in the very first bag, because I would really like to finish that project. I think that would be awesome. And if there is more of that like rust orange kind of wool, I wouldn't be opposed to that, because I feel like we're so close to being able to make something out of that. To be honest, I could probably, with what we already have, make something for Baby Boss. Probably not something for myself, unless, like I said, I tried to knit something and I just don't know that my knitting skills are up to it. So, you know, there are options. I would also love to hear if you have any project ideas for any of the yarns that we opened up today. I'm all ears, drop them in the comments and maybe we can make some together. Otherwise, I think that's going to wrap up this video. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear from you down below. If you like the video, please feel free to give it a like, give it a little thumbs up on the little button down there. Pressing buttons is fun. And if you've made it this far and you're not already subscribed, what are you doing? Why not hit that button as well? It helps me out. So easy, free for you. Good for my validation needs. That I'm going to stop talking. Clearly I need to go and seek an adult to talk to. Thank you so much for watching and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!